The Joe Rogan Experience.
There are so many good fighters that are coming out of Dagestan right now.
And all technicians.
Yeah.
So
it's incredible.
It's incredible. Whatever's in
and
the
then
water
different
there.
styles too, like Zabit. Like Zabit's style, very, very different than a wrestling heavy style. Look at this guy, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What a scramble. So this is Abdul Rashid. Abdul Rashid?
Call him Sadulayev.
No, tell me how to say it. I'll figure it out.
I don't know.
Abdul Rashid.
Abdul Rashid.
Sadulayev.
And you know what? There's a poetic.
Damn.
There's a poetic nature to these guys. I mean, they're just like Khabib. Really. I mean, they're simple, good people, right? They're pretty religious, and they just they don't even believe in fame. They just believe in excellence.
Well, you know, that was sort of evident, and the mindset behind them was sort of evident at the end of that fight with Conor, where they went crazy and he jumped into the crowd. He's like, he's not playing games. Like he's not doing this for Instagram likes or for, you know, this is really, he takes trash talking and all that stuff very seriously. This is all about honor for him.
I think that was kind of upsetting because true, but
don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that.
And also respect. I'd hate to say it, but I think there's a certain ethic and honor to the way Conor McGregor carries himself too. All that trash talk. If you look at the end of the fights,
he's very kind.
He's very kind and respectful in defeat and win. Like it's a different culture. You compare the Dagestani versus Irish culture. It's just a different culture, and you have to respect that. I think Khabib, to be honest, disrespected Conor's culture as much as Conor disrespected Khabib's.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I mean, when he was done with the fight, he didn't keep attacking Conor. It was people in the audience that were talking shit, that were training partners.
Emotion flies high.
And he had heard that for weeks, and he was done for months. He was done. He was like, "Fuck you! I beat his ass. Now I'm going to beat your ass." And he just said, "I'm not playing games." And he jumped into the fucking crowd. I think security could have been handled far better and will be in the future to prevent things like that from happening, where people just jumped into the cage and, you know, I hate seeing that shit. But I appreciate where he's coming from. I mean, that's who the fuck that guy is, man. That's one of the reasons why he's so good, is that he does have that mindset. It's one of the reasons, man. One of the reasons why he's so relentless. Like, he's not playing games.
Yeah.
He is who he is. What you see is what you get, and what you get is a killer. And he's there to smash.
I would have loved to see Conor McGregor versus Khabib before the Mayweather fight. Like, before Conor gotten... I think the money makes you less hungry.
Oh, for sure.
And
dude, he ain't hungry at all. I mean, he's got $100 million. But I think he still loves to compete. But there's no hunger anymore. Like, there ain't no hunger. I mean, he might be hungry for success, but there's no desperation.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's... I know what you're saying. Like, he has a lot to lose now, too. It's a different thing. He enters into a fight with $100 million in the bank. It's a very different experience than entering into the fight, you know, with $1 million and hoping that you could make 3 more tonight. And, you know, like many, I'm sure, fights that he's had in the past. It's a different world. He can do whatever he wants forever.
I mean, once a fighter, though, always a fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, there is an element there that he still wants glory. I believe...
Still only 30.
Yeah.
Right?
He can still do it, yeah.
I mean, I think... How old's Conor?
That's right.
At the most, he's like 32 or some shit. 30. Yeah, he's young, man. To be set for the rest of your life at 30 is kind of fucking bananas. And I don't think he's at his peak as a fighter. So if he just decides who gives a fuck about the money, I'm here to leave a legacy, and I'm gonna just train like a fucking demon. And he kicks aside all of the bad influences and all the distractions in his life and just focuses on training. I mean, he's a motherfucker, man. I mean, you saw what he did to Aldo, saw what he did to Chad Mendez, saw what he did to Dustin Poirier. I mean, he is a bad motherfucker, period.
I know you're going to shut this down, as most fans do, but if he drops everything and goes to, like, Siberia to train, I would love to see him and Khabib, too.
Well, there's nothing. That's my friend Hans Molenkamp in Conor sparring. Just fucking around. Powerful On It logo in the background. It's like a goddamn On It ad. Yeah, I mean, he's always going to have a problem with Khabib. Khabib's wrestling is so high level. It's so different He smothers you in a way that you think you have good takedown defense till you run into that motherfucker. And he just gets a hold of everyone. He does it to everyone. Yeah. Whether you're Michael Johnson or Edson Barboza, no matter how good your takedown defense looked in the past. In the Barboza fight, he was just basically just waded towards him. Waded through the fury of leg kicks and punches and just clamp, drag, smash. And that's what he does to everybody, man.
Yeah.
The real thing about a guy like him would be seeing a guy like him against a guy like Jordan Burroughs. Like, could he do that to a guy who is a spectacular wrestler as well? Then it becomes, his striking, which has gotten very high level. He's very dangerous striking. So he dropped Conor. He can fuck people up. Yep. He stopped. He stopped a few people with strikes. He's dangerous enough on the feet that you would have to. I don't know how many really high level grapplers also have like striking that can stand with them. Because if he decided to keep it up, he'd have an advantage there until they got good at it.
Him versus Ben Askren would be very interesting.
Well, he would have an advantage in striking over Askren.
In wrestling, I don't know.
No,
they're very different.
Askren's a big fella too.
Are they the same weight?
No.
Oh.
He's 55, Askren 70.
Okay. So
but Askren could probably make 55. If you tortured him.
He's got a dad bod though, and he's
how rude.
No, he's proud dad bod.
He's proud of his body.
I think he was that way in college too. He was never
like Brock Lesnar.
No, and he was
super technical.